Hello everybody, welcome to Module 4. I am starting this video out a little bit early. I know we are just about ready to head out to spring break, but I wanted to give us a little heads up of what is to come after spring break so that we are all on the same page. Because our course is a 14-week, which means we have 2 less weeks than a full 16-week course, and we have spring break, that means 3 less weeks than we would normally have. I had to scrunch 2 weeks together. So when you get back from break, you're going to need to know that poetry and realistic fiction are happening at the same time, that week you get back from break. So let's take a look so that you know what's going on. So go ahead and click on Module 4, and you want to click on our content page, which is Poetry and Realistic Fiction. So when you get back from break, you will want to be sure to focus your efforts on the Poetry and Realistic Fiction texts and complete the reading organizers for both by Tuesday. I know it's a lot, you guys, and it's not ideal, but there really wasn't any other way to go about it. So if you don't have much going on during spring break, this would be a great week to do one and then get the other one done that week we get back. But if not, you'd have until the week we get back, that Tuesday, to get the poetry reading organizer in as well as the realistic fiction by Tuesday night. And the same thing, we have 2 reading commentaries that will be due on Thursday. I know it's a lot, but again, it was the best that I could do. So reading commentary 6, which is poetry, and reading commentary number 7, which is your Newbery Award winners, will be due that Thursday we get back. So reading commentary 6 is very fun. You're getting the opportunity to check out your favorite poetry books or anthologies. I recommend using this site, 50 Best Poetry Books for Kids. There are wonderful ones. Of course, my favorites always seem to be the Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends, There's a Light in the Attic, but there's so many other wonderful ones. So I encourage you to check them out and choose 2 different anthology books to explore. And you can also explore the Scholastic Poetry book list as well. You will read the books. You don't have to read them all because they're going to be really long, but for your post you want to just do kind of an overall discussion of the book, the form of the poetry, so 2 to 3 sentences. My poetry book contains many forms of poetry. You probably will just include what type of poetry it includes and describe at least 2 forms that you notice within the book, and you can use your poetry reading in Module 4 to help you identify what the 2 forms are that you are going to find in this anthology book. And then tell us what age group the readers are intended for, and what it would be perfect for, and why. Tell us about 1 poem from the book that you think was the best to read out loud. And I do encourage you to practice reading the poem out loud, because it's very true, when you read a poem out loud versus read it in your head, it is delivered in different ways, and you understand it and can really gravitate towards the poem differently when you hear yourself read it out loud. So practice doing that and decide which one out of each book is your favorite to read out loud. Since poetry is often overlooked by readers, think of what you would say to market this book of poetry. So you get to create a tweet. So I know many of you are probably on Twitter, so this is going to be fun. And if you are not, that's okay. We can pretend. You are going to write a tweet that you would send out on your Twitter post on why you think this poetry book is awesome. So you're just going to figure out just 2 to 3 sentences that would really promote this book and get all your Twitter followers or potential Twitter followers to follow. And then you put the hashtag Poetry Rocks. And of course, please remember to include the images of your poetry books. Reminder that the books need to be actual photos of the book in hand. I will not give credit if it is a photo, just a stock image from the from the internet. You have to have the actual book. If you are using Kindle or some sort of e-book and the picture can show me that it's Kindle, I can tell if it's a Kindle reader or something like that. That's fine. If you're taking a picture so I can actually identify that it is an actual e-reader, I will accept that. But no stock images. I want to know that you really did read the book. So that is the poetry commentary. So let's jump back so we can see what our other commentary is. Going to our content page. Our other reading commentary is your Newbery Award winners. So you're on spring break right now, so I encourage you to pick up a Newbery book and read it. We only are reading one Newbery for this reading commentary, so you are not exploring two books, just one. So as always, I have a list of books that you can choose from to help you. Of course, you can go to the library as well. So pick a Newbery Medal or honor book, that's fine, either one, from the list, read it, and then make your initial post by Thursday. So you're going to write the title and author. You're going to tell me the category. What category of realistic fiction does this book fit into? So use your realistic fiction reading that you did when you did your reading organizer to help you identify. Is it adventure, survival stories? Is it an animal story? Is it a mystery, a thriller, romance? Is it school, friends, or family, social problems, sports stories? They all fall into those categories, so refresh yourself with that realistic fiction module reading. The next, tell me, what is the book accessible or relatable? Why is it relatable to youth? And what topic does it help youth deal with? These are chapter books, so that's why I'm only having you read one, because they're longer than the books we typically read for our reading commentaries. So these books are going to be going towards our, older readers, our middle readers, or maybe a little bit of young adult readers. And those readers want books that they can relate to. They're no longer interested in picture books, so that's why they have a special award for these. So explain to that in 3 to 5 sentences. What does the topic help our youth deal with? Next, tell us about the topic or part in the book that you might be intrigued by, but could also cause the book to be challenged or banned. Some of these Newbery books have been banned or challenged. So there was a reading organizer a few weeks back where many of you talked about banned or challenged books, and it was an interest to you. So this is another opportunity to really explore that idea or topic. And then finally, one judge of good realistic fiction is that the main character has a balance of both good and negative qualities. Describe the main character in your book and explain at least one good and one negative quality of the character with some specific examples from the book. So again, this is about 3 to 5 sentences. It should be a nice hefty paragraph. Please include the image of the actual book or the e-reader, and again, it's only one book that you have to read. So I hope you will have some sort of fun spring break reading to help you relax and at the same time get that reading commentary done ahead of time. Okay, jumping back over to our content page. The other assignment that is due for the week, because we're doing realistic fiction and poetry, is your favorite poem read out loud. We are going to use the Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a lot of fun. It's kind of like a video discussion board. Hopefully you've had a chance to use it in other courses. If not, I really believe that you probably will in the future. So click on this favorite poem link. Then you will click on the Flipgrid link. Now you have to create a Flipgrid account. It is free, so don't worry there. But in order to log in, you have to have an account. I already have an account. So for me, I'm going to just log in. I'm going to log in using my Mesa email. I have a lot of emails, but I'm going to use my Mesa one. And it's going to take me to my favorite poem Read Out Loud grid. And you'll know it's yours because our course number is 33157, and that is for us. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick your favorite poem. After all the exploration that you did with your anthologies, hopefully you found one that you really gravitated to, or maybe there's a favorite poem that you love just personally. That's fine too. So decide what your favorite poem is and practice reading it out loud ahead of time. Practice using feeling, emotion, and clarity. Practice it again and again until you really feel comfortable with reading this poem out loud with a lot of expression. Then you will click on the Flipgrid and record yourself. So you're going to tap here to record yourself. There's going to be a little video that pops up. I believe you can use your phone to do this as well as your computer, either one, and record yourself reciting the poem. It can only be 2 minutes long. So if your poem is longer than 2 minutes, you're going to be out of luck. So 2 minute long. And when you're done, you finish the recording and make sure that you've included the title and the author of the poem. So when you introduce yourself, you would say, "Hi, my name is Georgia. The title of my poem is Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein." And then you would give the poem. Then the other thing you need to do is respond to at least one peer. It will be a video response, so find a peer that you know or maybe don't know and watch their poem and then click a response so that they can have some feedback. It really is a lot of fun. Many of my students enjoy it. So just have fun with it, enjoy, and this is an assignment that will not show up as completed on Canvas. It won't show up as completed until I have graded it. So don't worry. Once you've posted to the grid your poem and once you've posted your one comment to a classmate, then you're good to go. I will know. I'm getting an email whenever anyone responds to the grid. I know when you've done it, so you don't need to let me know. If there's any discrepancies with grading, I will let you know. Okay, aside from that, as I jump back here to my modules, that is, I want to make sure before I say too much, yes, that is everything that is due our first week. I know it's a lot. So, of course, be continuing to work on your read aloud project with your readers. I hope that you're continuing to read with the hours that you committed to. Remember, that's really not due until later on, week 13. But to avoid any sort of chaos in your life, I hope that you're continuing to keep your journals updated every time you meet with your reader and just continue reading on with them. Next week, our second week of Module 4, your Part 2, which is the interview with your reader, with your Read Aloud project, will be due, as well as your literature study for the Hunger Games. So along with your Newbery Award winner, I'm wanting to make sure over spring break you're reading your Hunger Games book so that you will be ready in week 2 of Module 4 to submit our Hunger Games literature study. In my week 2 of Module 4 video, I will break down the Hunger Games literature study, but this is a hands-on activity that you will create and then take pictures of. So you're creating a book report ball, and you're going to use this template. You're going to have to print it out and have the template on hand. Let me see if I can get my picture up here. Oh, come on, template. Oh, here we go. The Bloom's Ball is, here's the template. You will need to print out, I believe, 12 sides. So you're going to print out 12 of these templates, and it's going to look like, okay, so print out 12 of these, and then your ball, once you have it all completed, oh no, I'm hoping to open up a picture of this. Oh, it's not opening for me. Okay, so once you have it completed, you can see right here, it's hard to see, you're going to create a really cool ball that shows all of the different sides of the book. I will go into more detail into that next week, but for now, your goal is to enjoy spring break, continue reading the Hunger Games, continue reading with your Read Aloud student, and pick your Newbery book, and be prepared to do realistic fiction as well as poetry week 1 of Module 4, and then we'll dive into Hunger Games and literature study and your interview for your readout or your read aloud project in week 2 of Module 4. Have an awesome spring break, everyone. I'll see you when we return. Bye-bye.